Social networks are growing. It depends what country, but everyone knows the big ones. Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, everyone knows. The idea is that there's about almost 4 billion accounts worldwide, according to Pew. And each of those users have about 8 different accounts they use to social network on a daily basis. But guess what, friends? Criminals have social networks too. With social media investigations, investigators can get all sorts of evidence for the court. So depending on the case, it can provide supplemental evidence, establish the motives of everyone involved, and support any other alibis that are involved with the case. The Electronic Communications Privacy Act of 1986 was primarily made to prevent unauthorized government access to private electronic communications. If an officer wanted to get the account or some form of device, they would need to get a subpoena or a warrant to grant access to the device. Meaning they would have to go through the third company, get a subpoena to prove a crime has been committed, and then get the information out. When the Patriot Act was created, the idea was to combat on terror against foreign entities. However, what it did was commit mass surveillance on US citizens through social media accounts. Evidence based through the Edward Snowden claims in 2013 through his leak. And despite this case of mass surveillance through social media, police officers and investigators need a warrant and subpoena to include and search such devices and accounts. You would need the subpoena and warrant to go to the third-party companies such as Facebook and Twitter to access such information from the account holder. When dealing with management and administrative levels, there needs to be some form of cyber vetting, yet corporate banner policy for all employees that use technology. Going as far as don't look porn on the company computer to don't leak proprietary information or to a case that we're trying to fix. With corporations, one of the bigger things that one could look for is having corporate banners get a company background check. Meaning, hey, is this person a little too edgy online? Or is my accountant cyberbullying children? In the terms of a social media investigation, evidence preservation is probably one of the most important things. A suspect can always delete a post that may be some form of an alibi. But at the same time, you need to keep track of it. This means making electronic copies of the original post. One of the other big factors when it comes to social media investigations is having some form of evidence authentication, meaning you can link the evidence directly to the suspect. This means by using usernames, email addresses, just general public records. Some people could just use IP addresses to determine, hey, this person's using this phone from this account at that certain time. In the realm of social media, a lot of people fall victim to social engineering attacks, meaning Catfish, you know that hit TV show on MTV, where Neve helps people find their lovers online who aren't really the real person. Spearphishing is sort of like phishing. However, spearphishing discusses when you use other terms to infiltrate, let's say, an individual's business, a certain ring of people, like all the teachers in a certain school district, or all the financial executives who work for this firm. Whaling refers to targeting high-value individuals. This could refer to hospital administrators. It could refer to CEOs. It could refer to high government officials. According with LexisNexis, 4 out of 5 officers use social media to assist their investigations. It's more or less plainclothes policing, where you can act like you're someone else, so you can catch someone in the crime, but at the same time, not making them aware that you're watching. It's more or less when you go on social media, I'm not a policeman. I'm George. I do taxes with cats. Come with me and let's make a fake person. I can be Laura from finance, David from business class. Heck, I can even be the governor of Spain. And none of those people are real. Their image is made from a neural network. What? One of the bigger things that police officers are having to deal with right now are with burner accounts, where it's borderline entrapment with some individuals, where the police officer is actually coaxing the criminal to do something, even though they may not be even doing it at all. The idea is to catch them in the act of it, not to make them create the action so you can arrest them. In 2010, there was a case called Romano versus Steelcase Incorporated. Basically, they were trying to... Steelcase believed that Romano had deleted things from her Facebook and MySpace that would have determined that her injury for the injury lawsuit wasn't as bad as she said it was. when she deleted the post, of course, the court said, hey, the very nature of social media sites is never the nature of privacy. The court ordered the plaintiff to provide necessary authorization of the access, which more or less didn't help the case, but more or less proved, hey, lady, nothing online's private, just show us what you put. In the midst of protests this year, one officer named Tommy McClay was actually fired from his job by taking an Instagram post of himself with a selfie of him saying, let's start a riot, with him full in riot gear. He was later fired from an internal affairs investigation saying this is possible legal liability, so they fired him. Solely because of the post. Even police officers get confused, don't post things online. When the Kobe Bryant accident happened, police officers, when they went on the scene, allegedly some of them actually leaked the crime scene photos of Kobe Bryant, and that's a big no-no, especially with such a high-profile case. The Temecula County drug sting operation of 2011, where they arrested 22 high schoolers on drug charges. They were legitimately cyberbullying children to go buy them drugs in threatening of friendship and bullying. If you don't go buy me that kush, G. One of the biggest assets right now for law enforcement is called the OSINT. It's called Open Source Intelligence. It's already out there. They don't need a subpoena or a warrant because it's already intelligence anyone can get on anything. Let me go ahead and go over this. I put a link in the presentation. So yeah, let's do this. Let me show you around. All right, so we got some usernames, some email addresses, some domain names, IP addresses, some networks, we got public records, we got search engines, we got metadata, we have FBI watch list, we have some dark web, we got some classifieds, we got some encoding and decoding tools. Yeah, this is the OSINT framework, it's pretty lit. Anyways, thanks you for watching my presentation. It's a little longer, but you know, I got some quality memes in there. I'm putting all the links in below so you guys can go ahead and look at them and do it on your own time. All right, see you later.